I have been told that I'm kind of good at teaching people how to center on the wheel, so I'm gonna teach you how to do it. So the first part is getting your clay stuck onto the wheel. A mistake I see a lot of people make is too much water. They like add water to their wheel beforehand. You don't actually need to do that. Just take your finger and secure it onto the wheel like this. And don't be afraid to push it in a little bit, give it some pressure. Second thing, make sure your hands are wet throughout this entire process. If the clay starts sticking to you, that's when you know it's time to put more water on your hands. Next thing, my stool is all the way up against the wheel. My legs are straddling this thing. This is going to allow me to use my body weight and really anchor into my legs. So that's the other thing. My elbows, they are tucked into my upper thighs at all times. That's what's gonna give me stability. Even I could not center clay if my hands were like this. Like, this is so essential, is to be anchored into your body. Next is hand placement. My left hand comes here. My elbow is on my inner thigh, and I'm pushing from here in a straight line diagonally like this. So many people will try to go from here and it just doesn't work because this is where you have the most control. So then you just push in. From here, you take your right hand, karate chop, and connect your thumbs. Push down with your right hand until you're in a disc shape. Now, where most people go wrong is the incorrect amount of pressure in each hand. They'll push too hard down with their right hand and they'll just make the piece really flat. Really hard to center a flat piece of clay. Or they won't hold their hand steady and they'll push in and they'll keep bringing it up. Or they'll push into the bottom part with their left hand, like down here, and they'll make this kind of like shape where it juts out on top. So here's what you gotta do. When you're pushing with your left hand, you're pushing evenly across the entire side. You want the height of the piece to be a height where you can easily do that. That's why I say like a disc height like this, like a puck. So this is a perfect height. Now the key is to keep it at this height. And you want this hand perfectly flat so that the clay can't move. When you push into your left hand now, you're not pushing down with your right hand, you're holding it firm. No clay's allowed to come up, but you're also not making it any shorter. So I'm holding my right hand very steady, hands are connected, and then I lean in with my body weight, I push into my left hand. And because the clay cannot go up, the only place it can go is into the center. Then come off the wheel very slowly and your clay will be on center. Another mistake I see people make is they come off the wheel really quick and then their clay looks like this, even when they already had it centered. It's so important to come off the wheel very slowly. And last thing I'll say is you want the wheel spinning before you touch the clay, and you want to take your hands off before you stop spinning the wheel. I see a lot of people try and get their hand placement right while the wheel's not spinning. They'll start pushing pressure and then they'll spin. And then they'll stop the wheel and then they'll take their hands off and get this little indentation. You start spinning before you touch the clay and take your hands off before you stop the wheel. And that is how you center clay.